A few years ago, Chinese policy advisor Cheng Siwei caused a stir when he called for China to cut its holdings of U.S. treasuries. Now that those treasuries have been downgraded, Cheng says China faces a dilemma of what to do.
So first, I think we need to urge the American government to avoid default and to improve the quality of their sovereign debts. I think this is very important because we hold a very large amount of American bonds. So if it will lose-lose situation if the American sovereign bonds keeping downgrading. And the second, certainly, we need to diversify our foreign reserve. Our foreign reserve is now over $3 trillion US. And I think around over 30% is in American dollars. So in this case, it's very dangerous for us, and we will bear the risk. In the past, we think the American bonds is risk-free, but it's not true. Now it's have been downgraded. So in this case, we need to diversify our foreign reserve. And the third, I think, we are discussing about to encouraging our companies to go out, to encouraging the FDI from China to other countries. I think this will be much better than just buy the sovereign bonds also.
So would China welcome a new round of quantitative easing in the U.S., a new QE3?
No, actually, I think the American dollar have two kind of functions, domestic and international. If you talk about domestic, the QE3 will be help the American economy, but internationally as the main reserve currency, the oversupply of dollar finally will cause the inflation. And because the dollar is in the international currency, so it will export inflation to anyone who holds dollars.
We know that the Chinese reserves and national reserves are very heavily invested in dollars,
yes,
and in treasuries. But how impacted are Chinese banks? Do they hold a lot of U.S. treasuries or U.S. corporate bonds, and will a downgrade hurt them?
At this moment, it's very difficult to shift, to change fundamentally, because we hold such a big amount. If we sell, the bond will, the value will be reduced more and more. But if we don't sell, we just watch it shrink. So this is a dilemma for us. So in my opinion, at this moment, the best strategy is no buy, no sell. No buy, no sell. I think maybe that's the best strategy. And use the incremental foreign reserve to buy other bonds or to investment directly. I think that's maybe the best strategy.
Now, you mentioned that China should diversify the remainder of its reserves.
Yes.
Where?
So that's, as I said, now because the European zone, the Eurozone now have the problem of the sovereign debt problem, and Japan just had the disaster. So in this case, the other bonds is also not so good. So, but maybe we can just move a little. But the main point is to encourage the FDI from China to other countries.
Now, given that the Eurozone is also in crisis, when Premier Wen last went to Europe, he said that China might buy some Portuguese and Greek debt. Do you think China is willing to step in a big scale to buy other European countries' debt?
Well, just in my opinion, actually last December in Paris, in the meeting of in the conference of reforming the international monetary system, I imitated Shakespeare. To save the pigs or not to save, this is the question. If the Eurozone don't save doesn't save the pigs, it will cause the dissemble of the Eurozone. But if they save, they will pay high cost. Certainly, in my opinion, they should save. Otherwise, the Eurozone will be dissembled. And Euro will disappear. And this will backward for over 10 years. So in this case, we would like to help, I think. Our leaders already mentioned, but our capability is very limited. So the main point is the Eurozone itself should take some measures to solve this problem. And we would like to help them, and we would like to see the Eurozone recover.
But you don't think China will buy very big amounts of
I don't think very big amounts, but I think we will buy some according to our situation, our evaluation. But in this case, it's not only economic or financial issue, also a political issue.